go.
Hey y'all, it's 4 o'clock and you're at Rosetree Blown Glass Studio and Gallery. We're going to start with our little display area. We redid our Think Spring. We change it up every now and then. We have some lovely little perfume bottles, $45 each. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Behind those we have these clear bud vases, which are really nice. 3, we have the colored ruffled bud vase, which are also 45. I'm seeing a theme of 45. Optic vase 72. Same over here. Small optic vase 50. The flowers are 25. We have a red Primo bowl for 169. So we'll come back to these at the end of the show. And if you want one, just in the comment section, just put what you want and we will get it to you. All right, let's go over to the work area. I'm Mark. I'm the owner here at Rosetree along with my wife Brenda, and I'm welcoming you to Rosetree Blown Glass Studio and Gallery's Facebook broadcast. We're coming live from beautiful downtown, historic Algiers Point, New Orleans, Louisiana. And actually, let's show Darcy one. Oh, the voice behind the camera is Darcy. Darcy, when you were gone, this is what we made. We made a hummingbird feeder.
Oh, always pretty.
So that's just so people know kind of how big they are, what they look like. These are on our website. So if you want one of these, let us know.
Good ubu.
Okay, so today we are going to make an uplight, similar to the one that I posted last week, the week before maybe.
I think it was last week.
Purple one, but this one's going to be red. So it's a red optic uplight cone because we had one of our wonderful viewers who ordered it.
Woohoo.
So again, when we do something here, if you like it, usually you can buy that piece, or you can request another color if we have it, and I'll make it for you. If you have any comments or questions, there is a comment section. We'd love for you to join in. This is just like a little chat, a little coffee class, where we're just talk. You come into the studio, and while I'm working, we're just talking and talk about glass, and it morphs into lots of other things. But we try to keep it back on glass. That's what Darcy's here for, to keep me on track. And
I'm not good at that.
I know that. If you're new, please hello and sign up as a follower so you'll know when we're going live all the time. If you're new, tell us where you're from, and we'll welcome you. We have some people who've been following us for it's been almost a year. So it'll be 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. It'll be a year we're doing this, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's sad and amazing at the same time. Anyway, so I will tell you, I'll explain things as we go along, and I'll go off on a tangent. If you wanted to know something about the glass and bring me back on task, just say it in the comment, and I'll answer your questions. So today's piece is going to be 3 layers, so there's 3 gathers. Each layer is called a gather because you gather up the glass on the end of a pipe. 3 gathers. First gather is going to have white. Second gather is going to have the colors. Third gather will be clear. So that's let's start.
All right. So of course Barry and Christy said hello. So did Aaron, and then Shatney said hello. Darcy and Mark, and I got top billing. Yes. And Barry said he wore that T-shirt yesterday.
I said Barry's going to say something. We do sell T-shirts, y'all. If you want a T-shirt, we have this tie-dye one, and
right now I think all we've got is the tie-dye and the blue.
We were going to do this whole thing where we work with the printer, the T-shirt company, where you could just order any. We have like 4 colors. I don't know, it just got to be crazy. So yeah, we have these. All right, so let's get started.
So we got Debbie Hudson from Baton Rouge, Louisiana saying hi.
Hello.
So you're a semi-local.
So, as always, this is my furnace. Inside my furnace is a ceramic bowl called the Crucible. And the Crucible can hold up to 400 pounds of molten glass. Right now it's kind of low. It's probably 150 or so in there. After we're done today, I'll throw more glass in, so we have glass for tomorrow. It's 2,050 degrees in there, and that's why the glass is molten. It's a liquid at that temperature. I use a blowpipe to get the glass out of the furnace, and same methodology as glass blowers have been using for over 2,000 years. So this is my first layer, first gather. We're gathering the glass on the end of the pipe. If I stop turning, you see that as a liquid, it will drip to the ground. This is a steel table called a marver. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put white on just the bottom half of the piece. Being, I want the top part of the light to be transparent and the bottom part to be a little more opaque.
Ooh, how many gathers do we have today?
3.
Woohoo!
And we're going to do some spinning or some swinging, as y'all like to call it.
We get to hit all the high marks.
Exactly.
Excellent.
I'm going to put another one of these on, so we have 3 layers of white. This is a reheating chamber. The reheating chamber is hotter than the furnace, so it's about 2150 or 2200 degrees or so. The reheating chamber is just on when we're here during the day. We turn them on in the morning, then we turn them off in the evening. And they are just hot. There's no glass in them.
Christy said, swinging!
Right. The furnace is on 24/7. The furnace is actually electric, and these reheating chambers are gas. And yes, the energy company loves us. They don't love us enough to give us a discount, but they love us. So now I'm going to smooth this out. And then I'm going to blow into the pipe and do what's called an air trap. And the air trap is I'm going to blow into the pipe, cover the end with my finger, and when the cold air hits the hot glass, it heats up and expands. There's nowhere to go but to blow out the soft glass. Alrighty, so I'm using the steel table, the marver, to cool and shape. And then we wait. So I can't go back into the furnace right now. Well, I can, or it'd be a hot mess.
Hey.
Literally a hot mess. So I'm going to let this set up and then get some more glass on that, over top of this gather. This gather will act as a support for the gather on top. So you can see how it's dense and opaque at the bottom, and it'll be clear on the top.
Yes, I'm always waiting for the dad jokes around here.
Well, I'm a dad.
Yeah.
Dad jokes, they're legal.
Well, I grew up with some excellent ones, so I think that you've got loads of talent, sir.
In the dad joke department?
Yeah. Aaron said, no pun intended.
Right. All right, so this is almost ready to go. So I'm looking at the color at the end of the pipe. Once it loses that orange-red glow, goes more to a cherry red, then I go back in and get the next gather on top.
Oh yeah, I missed this. Barry said he has a gray shirt too.
That's
an older one.
model.
It's a classic.
That's the throwback model.
It's a collector's item.
Actually, I was going to wear a gray one today because it's going to go Throwback Thursday.
We'll save that for next week.
Right.
Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe you can make a piece that you haven't made in a long time.
Do the color next to the pipe first, and that's a transparent red that's going on there.
Barry said maybe something aquatic.
Barry has my best aquatic collection there is. He has seaweed and fish and other things. I forget what else.
You did seaweed? I've seen the fish.
Way back. Way back. And he has an owl.
Do they go in the water? I mean, more than just like crab
Well, I'm
fish.
just saying, he has an owl also. Doesn't have to be an aquatic collection.
Fair, that's fair.
Tell me what he has.
Aaron said, do you do any special pieces for Easter?
We do eggs. What other special pieces for Easter are there besides eggs?
That we do?
I mean, what suggestions would there be for Easter pieces?
Bunnies.
Ooh. Bunnies. Can't I just stop with the eggs?
Huh?
Can't I just do eggs instead of bunnies?
I don't see why not. This is your business. You're the boss
I
man.
do some really nice eggs.
You do some beautiful eggs.
Iridescent eggs. Maybe we do an egg. Maybe we do eggs on Summer's Day.
All right. Barry said coral, fish, anemone. I always have trouble with that one. Conch shells.
Lots of stuff.
Aaron said chicks.
I don't really do a whole lot of representational stuff
Yeah.
because everybody has their own interpretation of what that is. Fish are easy because you just throw fins and tail on something's a fish.
On some kind of shape.
Right?
With a little texture. It's got to have a little texture to it. Barry said no oyster, but a really cool owl.
He's been waiting for an oyster for, I've known Barry about 15 years or so, and he's been wanting an oyster for about 15 years. Okay, so that's the top color's on, the red is on, and now I'm going to start putting the bottom mix on.
Oh, Corey said cats.
Cats for Easter?
Put them in a bonnet and anything's for Easter.
I do little
Plus,
peeps is what I have to do.
Cats in bonnets are adorable.
I'm going to have to do glass peeps.
I mean, 3/4 of the internet is cats, so.
Corey, do y'all do cats?
Aaron said, I would love to see coral. And Barry said, more than that. More than 15 years, I guess? Wanting the,
I don't know. It's just,
the oyster?
Last year went by like the longest month ever.
I don't even, I feel like last year didn't even happen. It was all a dream state.
You mean Bobby Ewing's going to be in the shower when you
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to smooth this out. That's all the color on it now. I'm going to smooth it all out, then I'm going to put it in the optic mold, which will put ridges on it. It just gives it a little bit more variation to the color.
Corey said, I didn't catch the Easter part of it. He was just throwing out animals that we make. Again, I stick with cats and bonnets. I'm good with it.
So I still want to know, Corey, if y'all do cats at your studio.
And Shatney said 2020 was a blur. You are so right.
It was like slow motion, but fast. It's a weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
All Alright, so I'm going to smooth this out one more time and then heat it up and put it in the optic mold. So the optic mold puts the lines in, and I just like the lines. I'm a line, pattern, repetition kind of guy. That's the kind of things that interest me, so that's what I did. I have done a teddy bear.
See, Patty is here and said it sadly felt more like Groundhog Day.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know, maybe because we know specific dates on like when shutdowns were and everything, and it was like, oh my God, it's a year, instead of, was that last year kind of thing? It just went a fast Groundhog Day.
Corey said he makes little small cats.
Like hand warmer kind of cats. Okay, so I put it in the optic mold, and you'll hear that it has ridges on it.
Just like Ruffles.
And I'm going to smooth those out and give it a little spin just to give it some motion in the piece.
See if I can catch those ridges on. Yeah. Spinning ridges.
And because it's hard to spin the very, very, very bottom, I'm going to use my shears and cut it at the same time. So that puts the swirls all the way down to the bottom of the piece. So I'm going to heat this up, smooth it out, blow out the bubble a little more.
Erin said it went by slow for us since we had deployments and a move and now pregnancy. Congratulations, Erin.
Right?
And then she said,
That'll
look at that
change a life.
camera work.
That'll change your life.
Yeah. Thanks, Erin.
And that goes back a whirlwind too. Brenda and I were talking the other night. It's like, remember when when the kids were born or when the kids were little? It's like they're 29 and 30 now. You know, it goes by in a blur too,
They're full grown-ups now.
right? On their own kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm doing an air trap again, just to reestablish the bubble in there. And you'll see right by the pipe, see how it's starting to get fatter? That tells me the bubble is inside. So right here it's starting to get wider.
Jean Barrios said, blink and they're 40.
Yeah, right?
Whoop, there is glass under me. Ooh, I just tossed it to you.
I'm just going to smooth this out one more time, just to make the right shape for my next gather, my final gather.
So Patty said, am I correct in thinking that the amount of gather you take is different depending on the piece you're making?
The number of gathers, yes. Smaller pieces get smaller numbers of gathers, or depending on the decoration that I'm using, some colors don't play nice, so I got to put a layer of clear between them. So if it's something that's a smaller piece but has lots of colors, I won't take the gathers as big. All right.
Erin said, Max is my age.
Yep.
Corey said, is Darcy learning glass? I am not. They've let me play a couple times, but
Darcy's learning a lot about glass.
yes.
But she's not blowing glass. If that's what you're
No.
asking.
I work with metal, so.
Darcy's a jeweler in her own right.
Artists supporting artists.
Right?
Patty said no, she meant the amount of each gather as you go in.
It depends on, yes, it depends on what piece it is. So if I'm doing a piece that, like sometimes I do pieces with little flecks of copper in them, and those need to be cased. So that has to be at least 2 gathers, sometimes 3, but if it's a small piece, I gotta take less of an amount of gather, or the piece to be really thick. If that explains it.
Yeah. Tish said, I guess I'm just fine-tuning that oral competency.
Okay. Are you leaving us? Are you applying for another job?
Why? Why did you brat me out like that? No, I love this job. I'm not leaving anytime soon.
Okay, so the glass, this is pretty much the temperature I want and the shape that I want with the bubble inside. So I'm going to get my last gather on top. And Patty, because this is a larger piece, about 12 inches tall, I'm going to try to take all the glass on the gather. If it was a smaller piece, I would let some of that drip back into the furnace, and so it'd be a smaller gather.
Patty said thank you. Sometimes those angles are hard to get.
Bubble I want to cut out. This is a surface bubble that I want to get out. It just happens. I get to throw glass at Darcy.
Yes! I'm getting better at dodging it.
Well, you know it's coming. Alright, so I'm going to heat this up because I have a little cold spot where I cut it. So you tell the heat, the difference in the heat by the color inside the chamber. The furnace is a little more orange than the reheating chamber, and that's how you can tell it's hotter in there.
Aaron was asking does that cutting out the bubble mess up the pattern?
Hopefully not. If you do it correctly, no. If the bubble is too close to the pattern, I might not cut it out, because it will mess up the pattern.
But if you can get it where it's just the clear and not touching the other layer.
So that one was pretty much on the surface, so that was easy to cut out. I'm going to heat this up one more time, and excuse me, the wooden tool that I was using is a block, and the block helps shape the glass and redistribute the glass so I get more thickness on the bottom than on the top. So I want my thickness on the bottom because that's what I'm blowing through to give me the size of the piece. One more heat and I'll start blowing it.
I don't know if Barry noticed. Look, legs.
70 degrees today. Gorgeous day. Hard to believe that people are freezing.
I
Other
know.
places. Sorry, other people. Then again, there's always Christy in Los Angeles.
That's true. She always helps us feel a little better.
So I did an air trap again. You'll see that it's getting wider at the top. One more time. What am I?
No, every time I like start getting in on it, it's time to work around. Oh, Barry said it's warm down there, huh?
Up in New York is warm?
No, I think he said down here.
Oh, here, yeah. All right, so next step, I'll put in my jack line. Jack line is going to be close to the pipe where it's going to come off of the pipe later. Give it a good heat. Jacks are a special glass blowing tool. I don't think they use them anywhere else. And I don't know why they're called jacks. I only know that they are. So I'm cutting towards the top, close to where the end of the pipe is. I'm crimping. It's not really cutting. It's crimping and a little pulling to thin it out there. A little more blowing. And I'll do that sequence one more time.
Okay, I have a theory on the jacks and why they're called jacks.
Okay.
The man who came up with it was named Jack,
I had an Uncle Jack.
and
He was an inventor too, so.
oh, maybe it was your uncle, but he was very, very possessive of his tools, and anytime somebody tried to touch him, that's Jack's, don't touch it.
Okay, we'll go with that. The lack of something better.
Hey.
So I got to go back and forth because the jack line, if I heat up the whole piece, the jack line, when I blow it out, jack line expands, and I want a nice tight jack line on there. So the piece is kind of a cone shape, so I'm starting to rough out the cone. I want to blow the shoulder out. So you work from the pipe down, neck first, shoulder, then body, then foot. But it's harder to work the piece. The part closest to the pipe has to be the hottest to shape it. And once the piece gets a certain size, you can't go back and heat up the neck. It just gets too crazy.
Those crazy glass kids. It's like a glass balloon.
Yep. All right, next step is Christy's favorite.
All right, I'm preparing myself. You ready, Christy? We're gonna do this.
So next step, I'm using centrifugal force to help shape the piece. So by swinging it, I'm using centrifugal force, which is elongating the piece.
Patty told me to stay back.
I haven't hit anybody in a long time.
What can I say? I'm an adrenaline junkie.
do that one more time. Get some lamp on it. A little puff.
Corey wants to know, how many pipes have you thrown?
On purpose?
In all those diva type fits you throw.
I am the original glasses. That's me.
I didn't know if that if throwing a pipe was an industry term.
No. He means letting go and flying away.
So have you done that before? Have you done that before?
Once. I think one time I was swinging and something was in the way, and I hit it and it dislodged from my hand.
Christy wants to, oh wait, hold on. I missed one. Sherry wants to know, what are the white and black things on your arm protector? They look like googly eyes. And they're eyes, but they don't google.
No, they don't Google. This way
Is that a term for the googly? Is that the proper term? I don't know. Christy said, okay, back to Easter. Easter baskets with collectible eggs. Every year a new egg. Oh. Not a bad one.
I can do collectible eggs.
With an Easter basket. Shatney wants to know, have you any pieces flown off the pipe? Like, am I in real danger when I sit and film?
So I'm giving this one final heat. And just make sure the bottom's flat. Then I'm going to transfer. So transferring is taking another rod with a little bit of glass on it called a punty, putting it on the bottom here, cracking it off at my jack line, and expanding the lip to make the cone shape. All right, ready for that.
Corey said that his only time, I guess, throwing a rod was making a shot glass. So dumb.
Making a shot glass?
Mm-hmm. And I didn't say the dumb. He added that. I just wanted that known.
So this piece is going to wait for me.
All right. We're doing a lot of hot mix. Hot mix that. Hot mix here with that gorgeous red. And hot mix there. And a close up of the. Keep myself busy with you guys.
So this is just hot glass, and I'm going to make it a certain shape, a certain temperature to stick onto the bottom of this piece. So hopefully it stays on the piece and not on the floor. I probably just jinxed myself.
Oh, Cherie said yes, googly eyes is the proper term for the 3D stick-on eyes that have the black part and that jiggles inside. And
I can't have plastic that close.
yeah, but you're right about that. I was just wondering if saying that the eyes are not googly eyes, but if I said that they don't Google, is that the correct term?
Well,
I'm making up my own language.
Was Google verb before Google?
I don't think so.
All right, so that was a little bit of water on the jack line, and then if the jack line's on there correctly, and the punty's on correctly, it breaks off the pipe and is now stuck on the punty. So the next step is going to be to trim the lip if I need to, if it didn't break, if it broke off a little strange, and then to open it up to a cone. I'm always flashing the heat on the punty to keep it warm, but I'm always coming back and hard heating the lip, because that's where I want to concentrate the heat.
Sure, he said, that works for me. No googling of the eyes while glass blowing. Fair enough, we've made it a term for that, even if it wasn't before. I like that, it's like we hold power here.
So always turning, and I'm looking at actually the shoulder. When the shoulder starts to move a little, I know that everything in front of the shoulder is hot enough to manipulate. So you see the shoulders getting a little bit wider.
It's got a good glow. A healthy glow about it.
And I am going to do a little trim on the lip.
Good, I need more tails.
And next is just going to be a series of opening, heating and opening to get that open into a cone shape. So as always, I go in and collapse the punty. And then come out and heat the lip and shoulder up the most. Now this first reheat after I transfer is always the longest, because that part of the piece is the coldest and we have to get it to the hottest, so that takes a long time. But after that, it should be relatively quicker. And these are just, they're called wood jacks. It's the same idea as the metal jacks, but the wood jacks don't cool the piece as quickly as the metal jacks do. So you have a little bit more working time with
it. It's a little warm down here today.
Yeah. So again, I'm looking for, if I stop and change directions, hard for you guys to probably pick it up, but the piece is starting to wobble a little. When I do that, that tells me that it's getting nice and hot.
So Corey wants to know how long your graphite pad lasts before you have to replace it.
It's a while. I'm not really, I mean, months and months. He's talking about the things in my hand right now.
Yeah,
It's a graphite cloth.
that guy.
So I'm going to heat up one more time, do a final shape on it. And hopefully that's enough.
Excellent. I'm going to take a quick water break over here. Gotta stay hydrated. Whoop. Look at that beautiful cone shape.
About done. So see when it's lit up if the reds become real transparent. So we have transparent red up top, and then white behind the color mix. Reds and yellows and oranges like are in that mix. When they're hot, they are dark. When they cool off, they'll go back to the true color. And we come over to the crack-off area.
Barry said it's stunning.
And if the putty's on correctly, a couple taps will take it off, or one. And I'm just going to take a torch and fire polish the bottom where it came off, just so there are no sharp edges. Although, being a lamp, this is going to sit on a piece of marble, so it's just something a little extra. We could do without it, but still do it.
This one's going to go on the white marble too?
Correct.
Nice. I like that white marble base.
Mm-hmm. That's why I did the mix with the white on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Shatney said, very nice.
There you go. So this is an annealing oven, and the annealing oven is about 920 degrees or so. And the piece, right now the piece is hotter at the lip, colder at the bottom, and what it'll do is stabilize at 920 over the whole piece, and then it takes about 16 hours or so for it to cool down to room temperature to relieve the stress in the piece. So, let's go back over to our little display area.
All right.
If anybody has any wants and needs. Now we do have spring coming up, but we also have Mother's Day.
Yes.
So just so you get these things in your head, we have some perfume bottles. They're $45 each. Clear bud vases are also $45. And look here, the color ruffled bud vases are magically priced at $45. The optic vase is $72. Either one of these, $72. Small optic is $50. I love the colors of the rainbow colors on that.
Mm-hmm.
We have some flowers, they're $25, and we have a Primo bowl, which is actually the same colors that the lamp was. So you see how the reds and yellows and oranges come out once it cools off. And the Primo bowl is $169.
Yeah.
All right, so another week. I kept thinking that yesterday was Friday, and I went and it just threw everything off.
That's okay. I kept thinking today was Wednesday.
We're on the same calendar.
Uh-huh.
All right. So as your neighborhoods and communities open up, if you can safely do it, please go and spend your money at small businesses. Everybody can use as much as you can give, or as much as you can spend. As always, if you need us, anything from us for wedding gifts or gifts for yourself, if you're nesting at home and need something. We are www.rosetreegallery.com. On Facebook, we're Rosetree Blown Glass. Instagram, we are Rosetree Glass Gallery, and all of these at some point will be posted on our Facebook page, or on our Instagram, on our YouTube page.
I'm only a few behind.
All are going to be on our YouTube page, so if you subscribe to that, you'll see all of our. It'll be close to 100. I mean, we're probably up to 90-ish of these blow your own. Sometimes they're lost and we can't find them. So there's a fair amount of these on our YouTube page.
I think we've only lost one.
Okay. All right. So y'all have a great weekend. Stay safe. Take care of each other. Love one another. We'll see y'all Tuesday. Thank y'all for joining us. Take care.